Welcome everyone to the dawn of a new era in Mario Kart Tour. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, I'll be reacting to the Battle Tour and all of the significant changes that are coming to this game. In fact, if you've been playing for a while, things are going to look totally new to you. And if you are brand new, this is a wonderful time to be diving into this game. So if that sounds good with all of you, please show your support with the channel by leaving a like on this video and subscribing for all of the latest in-depth Mario Kart Tour coverage. We're going to do a thorough walkthrough on this, and by the end of things, I hope that I can leave you all in a state where you picked up one, if not several, tips to approach this new ecosystem in Mario Kart Tour. And there we go. We have the new battle screen. It looks so cool. So just how will these battles be interdispersed with everything else that's going on here? All right, the Battle Tour is now open. The brand new Luigi, Racer, and Chef Mario are going to be in the spotlight. So Autumn Challenges 1, start a new tour and we pick up that ruby. This has become commonplace. I really like how they've been injecting stimulus into players' accounts, but we're gonna view the economy in its totality when all is said and done, since there are a lot of changes that are coming in, and there's bound to be some that are very positive and some that are not so positive. And you know, when the dust settles, where does that leave our accounts and the approach of what is best for what each of us want to do? That's the kind of questions that we're going to be answering here. So 5 rocket starts, jack-o'-lanterns are back. The next tour will likely be celebrating Halloween. Battles, they're already promoting that, so very good. Let's see, the Tour Challenges one look pretty standard. These are very typical. Use points, boost tickets. We now know that there is a new cap limit set to the base points for our drivers, carts, and gliders. So that will be very fair to complete that task. Never has it been so appropriate as it is now. And there we go. We have the little holiday themed Lakitu there, but those are locked behind that. Tour multiplayer challenges. Let's see, we have do 10 jump boosts, all standard stuff. Now these are going to be for races, and we have total points challenge here. It looks like they took out the rubies, right? Yeah, look at that. There's only 3 rubies. So this is already an adjustment that we're seeing within the economy. You get 3 for the first board and 3 for the second board. There was at least double that before. Oh. So what other changes? The dominoes are already starting to fall, folks. That's 999,999 to get that too. So you have to be really stratified in order to get those 3 rubies. Otherwise, you're just going to be going for that 400K for the rubies. And otherwise, it's a lot of coins. We're going to go over the changes on how to use the coins there. And it looks like also what's interesting is you need 800K now to pick up that high-end cap ticket and 700K to get the level boost ticket. So they are ratcheting up the pressure on their players to invest, invest, invest. Previously, the benchmarks for those were 600K for the level up ticket high-end and 700K for the points cap ticket. All right, let me take a look at the gold challenges here and a new set of expert challenges. What are in these things? 450. I mean, given what we were just looking at, that seems very approachable. 22K or higher. These used to be challenging, right? Get a non-stop combo. This is one discussion that we had actually in the Discord recently. I remember when I did my Gold Pass free trial, there was one that was get 10 ultra mini turbos in a single race, and I had to bump it to like 50cc on Daisy Hill Czar, I remember, in the Jungle Tour. And that would be ideal for an expert challenge, right? Not one of these like, have you invested enough into the game yet to get 22K, right? That's not a matter of having skill. But yeah, these all look the same as they have been. Ooh, a new tier challenges. Well, this is tier challenges 3. So this is for the gold me. to get to tier 80. But oh, it's multiplayer battle challenges. So this is a permanent card that's indicated by the blue background on this bingo card. And let's see, they're giving away 30 rubies, which is very fair. So get up to grade A and then all the way down to E. We start off at F, of course. Pop 10 balloons in multiplayer battles. That sounds like it would be very quick to do. 30, 50, and 100. So nothing significant other than increasing your grade. And at the moment of signing on, the Mario Kart Tour official Twitter page announced that they are having troubles with the online multiplayer section and that players' grades have been decreasing after completing races. So I would wait until they officially announce that all is operating as it should be there, because you don't want to be losing your grade, particularly if that's a challenge and you have to get all the way up to A in order to obtain those rewards. So do be advised on that. And then let's go all the way over and see what's in the premiums, right? Premiums, oh, they have a gold pipe net. So they are keeping the gacha, but it's essentially not filtering in the virtual currency in the form of rubies into this. Now you do have to pay for this one, of course, because this card costs, what is it? $19.99 for 2 gold pipes and a set of high-end tickets and 30 rubies. Oh, wait, that's Premium Challenges Plus Plus. Is this something new? Yeah, because Premium Challenges Plus, this is what we're accustomed to. Okay, so this is $9.99 now. And for this, you only get 20 rubies. For the other one, you get 30 rubies and half the coins here. You get 2 gold pipes. You don't get the full set of high-end points cap tickets, but you do get this green pipe, which I'd imagine has a chance of being gold as well, or even a fake green pipe. The selection of items is likely the things that used to be in the regular pool for gacha with rubies, right? And then here we go, Premium Challenges 1. You get 3 green pipes with the 1 gold pipe and just 10 rubies there, and a set of driver level up tickets. And this would cost you $4.99. So those are your Premium Challenge paying purchase options available there. And we see balloon battle is in ranked mode. See, we talked about this, folks, but let's have Lakitu do his worst. I did not play a ranked mode last week, and we got the 17th place. So just picking up the friendship bonuses there. Okay. So this is the login bonus that they talked about, where we would have the, well, we'll just go to the tour information to pick up all of that. It's very temperamental. When you go to scroll across, it registers it as a tap. So the battle tour starts now. This is where we'll start off. Collect the grand stars and see if you can complete all the cups. The coins are plenty, still on Tuesdays and Saturdays, so that's one thing that hasn't changed. Battles make their debut with this tour. See this notification for details about battles. We'll do that after we read through the rest of this. There are various other updates coming to this tour. See this notification for details about these changes. So the login bonuses, 100 rubies and 25,000 coins. And those are lump sum deposits too, we saw with the 20 rubies there. So the Spotlight Shop is now open. We have Chef Mario and the Chocolate Pretzel Glider are in the Spotlight. And the RMX Donut Plains 1 course, which is a rank eligible course, is one of their favorite courses. All right. So that's already indicating that there's going to be some kind of a paywall, right? So while everything changes within the Mario Kart Tour system, some things don't, right? And that applies also to the pitfalls, right? Like everybody thinks now, just because the gacha is gone doesn't mean that the pitfalls are gone, right? The pitfalls are going to be more present than ever. They're just going to be disguised, right? It's going to be more tempting because you think you have control of the situation, but they are still manipulating their players under the surface. And I will be pointing out all of that stuff just so that you can adjust your account and your mode of play so that you can have a happy outcome and know that you have control in what you're doing, as opposed to falling prey to some of those things that the developers do. Look, we want the developers to make money. We want it to be very fair, but we also need to educate the public on what they're doing, so that way you can have the choice of whether or not and how far you want to interact with that. And that's what's key, right? So if you have a problem with me talking about, the predatory nature or the manipulative nature of it, it's just a fact, folks. So I don't want to keep people's heads in the sand when it comes to that stuff. It's very important that everybody knows about it. And then we can all have a very fun and enjoyable experience at the end of the day. That's what it's all about. Because what happens is, when players are unsuspecting about it, then they feel used and whatnot, end up leaving the game. That's not what I want to see. I'm trying to keep people in the game. I'm trying to inject enthusiasm and excitement for that. So the items in the spotlight will change for the second half of the tour. So that is how they're doing it. Interesting. They're locking, I guess, the new Luigi, since we saw him in the intro screen there. He'll be in week 2 then. So we'll have to check out what his value is from the driver screen. And then many drivers, carts, and gliders will be favorite in one or both ranked eligible cups that will appear in the daily spotlight. So we're gonna take a look to see what's eligible there. All right, the Dry Bowser Me Racing Suit is on sale, which was a recent ranked reward in the Bowser Tour. And it looks like the Me Boost is still in effect, which is expected since that shop is still carrying on. Looks like we have 2 ranked rewards. Look at this, the Green Speeder and Red Toad Pit Crew and more. Also, a golden pipe can be fired from the ranked rewards. Wow, that's a big difference. The gifts you can get from rankings change depending upon your tier and position for them. For details, tap friends and then opponents to see that. I like that. They point you in the right direction. That's very good. Because I can show you what it looks like at my tier, but as we've seen, if you're at tier 80, tier 70, tier 40, or 20, if you're brand new to the game, it's going to look totally different. So you can get a look for what things are like in the tier 50s through my account at the time being. And yep, the Peach Cup. And they already tell us that the Mario Cup will be in week 2, so no, delayed announcement with that. And would you look at this, the free-to-play gifts, interesting. The Gold Sweet Ride, that's exclusive, and the Silver and Gold Hearts, which is a pretty decent glider actually, with a gold pipe. So they definitely beefed up the Gold Pass rewards. And this doesn't mean anything for the free-to-play, so I'm gonna nickel and dime it, add it up, and see just where that stacks up now. And here's Chef Mario is on the badge. I don't think when he initially debuted, they did not have all cup ranking badges yet. So, oh my goodness, this looks like quite a long list here, is it not? Wow, they added quite a lot of items. I see the blue Bitty Buggy. Look at that, folks. The rarest item in the game is no more. Oh my goodness. That's probably also like the Chrome DK that I got from my free Gold Pass trial. Yep, there's Chrome DKs in the mix. So they added an enormous amount. I mean, the cart section is so big. The drivers, they didn't seem to add too many things. Just a handful of drivers have been added in. But if we look at some of the carts here, we see that the Black Dozer and the Gilded King, these are some really powerful carts from early 2021. Not currently meta level carts, but still quite phenomenal value relative to your typical daily select selection there. And the gliders, yeah, we see the Strawberry Crepe, which was only just added to the all clear pipe selection. That's now in the chocolate banana crepe. So yeah, quite a bit of gliders have been added here. But I'd say that the biggest addition has been through the carts. Whew, wow, it's gonna, I think each and every one of us is going to have to take the time to process what is in this. But look, the daily selects was already a bloated selection, and that was limiting the kind of strategy and the approach that we could take here. So this is going to only further enhance that way of how we see things, right? You know, for example, like I was excited initially when the changes came back in March that the Dragon Wings was going to be in the daily selects. I still haven't seen that glider, right? And I know many others haven't, and now they've just added more high ends that are going to be competing for that same slot in the shop. So that's quite a lot to take in, but yeah. So here we go, introducing new battles. What are battles? Each player has balloons attached to their cart. Your goal is to pop your opponent's balloons. So this is all the stuff that we've seen up to this point. You can do battles in multiplayer, although not just at this moment, since they are working on the maintenance and errors with that. You can either play worldwide or with friends or others nearby by tapping multiplayer in the lower left-hand corner of the main menu and by tapping multiplayer from the menu. All right, so the worldwide battles are open. We've taken a look at this already. There's different modes that we can play with, bob-ombs only, which means that you can only get giga bob-ombs, bob-omb cannons, and regular bob-ombs. You can do shells only, and that appears to include the Bowser shell. No blue shell. I guess it can't home in on first place in that regard. That would be interesting though if it could, right? And the rules change every day, so it's similar still to the races, except the format now is specialized to battles for that particular mode. So in no team matches, the battle ends when one of the following conditions is met. All other players' balloons are popped with only one player remaining, or the time limit has been reached. So it appears we have two foes in this, all of the opponents that we're facing off against and the time. So in a team's game, there can be up to a maximum of 4 teams in battle. So that would be, I'd imagine, 4 teams of 2 players each. The battle ends when one of the following conditions is met. All the players' balloons are popped with only one team remaining. All players' balloons are popped. The time limit is reached. If all players are on the same team, the team that everyone chooses wins. Huh? I'm not gonna waste too much brain power on that last memo there. Anyway, rankings are determined in order of player who have had all of their balloons popped. In the event a battle ends after the time limit is reached, players will be ranked in order by player with the most balloons remaining. In the event of multiple players have the same balloons remaining, player who has popped the most balloons. That I like to see. That is good. So there is a counter going on that takes into account how many of the opposing players' balloons have you knocked off relative to that of your fellow competitors there. In the event multiple players popped the same number of balloons, the player who had their balloon kept safe for the longest amount of time without having it popped. Ah, that's interesting. Also, even if all the players' balloons are popped, they can still throw bob-ombs, bananas, and more onto the course from outside. See, this is the one I'm like, I don't know about this. Note the following items that can be thrown after balloons have been popped will not have special skill plus effects. So you could still get, I guess, triple green shells, even if you're not a triple green shell driver, and even if you don't have balloons. I guess you only have access to the plus skill then if it matches the special skill of the driver that you're using there, such as Mario has the triple green shells in this image. I wouldn't imagine he could have access to triple green shell plus, but if you're using it with that new green Mii racing suit, then you could have the triple green shell plus in that specific situation, except after you're on that platform with no balloons remaining, and then it seems that those effects will no longer be present. And we already know that grade can be increased to S+9 there. All right, so these are all the options. We've already shared this image. And they've also arrived in single player mode. Yeah, we have seen that the battles are going to be in play for ranked cups. When playing a no teams match alone, the battle will end if all other players' balloons have all popped, if the player has all their balloons popped, or if the time limit is reached. So this is going to be a situation then that's different. We're not going to have the platform, it would seem, in this situation. And then it's just game over. And whatever score that you have amounted to at that particular point will be what you receive in that upper right-hand corner of the image there for Balloon Battle. We'll do one of those in just a little bit, but we want to know what they're up to before we go into it. When playing a team game, such as a team rally or Me Tour, alone, the battle will end if the opponent's team's balloons are popped, if the player has all their balloons popped, or if the time limit has been reached. So are they going to have more Me Tours? Is that what they're indicating here? Because we know that there's been Team Rally tours, right? There's been Mario versus Luigi several times, Bowser versus Peach, Bowser versus DK, Peach versus Daisy, etc., etc. But we've only had one Me Tour. So that seems to be an indication then that there will be at least one Me Tour each year. That's what I take from that. That's very interesting. Okay. And then what's likely to happen in that like one tour of the year, you're going to see the Me Cup be for a ranked cup. That makes so much sense. Honestly, I think some people were viewing the possibility of them doing that in the anniversary tour, but the anniversary tour was bringing all these changes on the precipice, so they largely kept the format of that tour the same as they did the first two, which did not have the Miis. But it looks like Miis will now, for at least one time in the year, have significantly more value than we're accustomed to seeing across the other 25 tours of the year. While defending your balloons, aim for a high score and collect grand stars by earning the newly added bonus points in battles. So yes, we've done a breakdown on that. You can view the video, I'll put it in a card up above, on the update information that I put out recently, as well as the community tab post when these images first surfaced. You'll be able to earn newly added bonus points through the following actions: popped opponent's balloons, which we know is 200 points, boosting, like by using a mushroom, and ramming into your opponents. Okay, that's interesting. We have not seen that one yet. We'll have to see what kind of points that would deliver. And finishing a battle in first place within 90 seconds. This is an enormous sum of bonus points from the early indications that are out there, several thousand points in that situation. So you can use item tickets in single player, may appear in today's challenge, and score earned in battles will be included in your total points in an all cup ranking. Of course it will, because it's a part of the regular cups there. Ah, the feather. In battles, some items have different effects than they do in standard races, and some items do not appear. The battle exclusive feather. Oh, shout out to Kartlife. This is it takes him back to his heyday of Super Mario Kart. It's in the game. What a good day it is for Kartlife. Go tune in to see his reaction to that. So you can jump over items and walls. You'll get a speed boost upon landing, which you can use to ram into your opponents to cause them to crash. So that is effectively just like what they were talking about up here with the using a mushroom and ramming into your opponent can cause them to crash. So the following items have different effects than they would in standard races. Red shell, yeah, I noticed that the red shell homes forward and not, at the back, right? Because it would just hit the trailing item then. Yeah, travel straight ahead. Afterwards, if there is an opponent near, it will follow them. That's cool. We'll have to see, is that going to be like a red shell frenzy, how it's like wildly inaccurate then, because it's either going to go straight or it's going to start to turn into an opponent. Gibabam, when used, it will travel straight ahead. Also, it will bounce 2 times. Bowser shell, if you're hit by a green shell or a red shell, while it is equipped, Bowser shell will get smaller in size. So it looks like this will have defensive capabilities, and that makes sense because the Bowser shell is held in front of the driver and not behind like the other items are in single player mode. Afterwards, if you're hit by a green shell or a red shell, the Bowser shell will disappear. So you get hit once, the Bowser shell shrinks. Hit again, and it's popped, it's gone. So the bubble, you can float over walls. We also know that it will randomly re-roll an item once the bubble has been popped, whether by your own doing through tapping on the screen or if an item destroys it for you. Mushroom, we already read you can cause your opponents to crash by ramming them. Dash ring, interesting, tosses out 3 dash rings in front of you on the track. You get the speed boost and then you can crash into the opponent, and that would also cause them to crash. And it will break the boomerang if you hit a wall. So I don't know, maybe that means the boomerang won't be so hot in this format. Also, it depends if there's no coins on the track, right? That would diminish the impact of boomerang, but boomerang could be both offensive and defensive. So let's see, Bob-omb, it explodes on impact with a ground or wall. So it looks like we have like destructible environments, or at least more interaction than we're used to seeing here. That sounds really appetizing. I think that's very, very cool. The following items do not appear in battles. Bullet bills, lightning, coins. So there you go, coins don't appear. Then what were we seeing in the trailer and in those images? Because we were seeing coins that were dispersed after hitting opponents. Interesting. Mega mushrooms, spiny shells, and superstars. So while coins will not appear as normal items, a frenzy can occur. So does that mean you can get a coin frenzy? And then if you ram into your opponent, I guess you can get crashes that way. Bullet Bill Plus, Lightning Plus, Mega Mushroom Plus, which are some glider special skills, do not work in battle. So if we're talking about the probability of obtaining these items, if you use a glider that has that skill, then it won't affect the probability table whatsoever. It will just remain constant. And here we go, here's the balloons. You can change the design of the balloons. You can decide which driver, cart, and glider to use and change your balloons before the battle begins. And balloons may appear available in the shop, multiplayer pipes, in events, etc. Wow, okay. The following settings cannot be changed during battles. All these settings will be set to off during battles. Auto item and smart steering. Okay, wow. Very detailed breakdown of things here, and I have to say most of that is very, very good. It sounds like a lot of fun. I'm more intrigued than ever now to go into that. So let's just finish going through the rest of this information here. Maintenance is, yeah, so this is the aforementioned. They have the in-game notification now. Don't know when this was posted, but if you don't follow the Twitter, then if you log in now, you will see that maintenance information. Okay, so prices have been changed. Do they say what it is here? Yeah, so it looks like for the rubies exchange, this is at the bottom of the shop, right? This isn't for the packs, and they increased the number of rubies that are being given away there. But there are pricing revisions. So we're gonna go check that out. We're gonna check out the Spotlight shop. Is there anything that we missed here? Autumn Festival festivities here. So let's see, we already saw the autumn challenges. Ooh, balloons that have 3 types of balloons that can be used in battles appear in the token shop. So a star and one with like a character avatar on them. On top of that, the following items will be added to the lineup for this tour only. That gold pipe, right? So it's like an extra all clear pipe in this situation. High-end driver level boost tickets. Oh, we love to see that. Collect event tokens and get balloons, and see what it's like to participate in battles with them. So they are heavily incentivized in this new battles feature. And there you go, there's the new spotlights. So they call this a campaign. 150 rubies, oh, I'd say we called that, but I think a lot of folks, the consensus was building that the driver would be 150, and Nintendo even gave us, the scouting report on that by adjusting the token prices in the token shop. They were always all over the map leading up to this, but they adjusted them to be 150 for the drivers and then 100 for the karts and gliders. So if we click on the pretzel, then yep, it's going to be 100. So we saw that coming, but they were very good at forecasting that to the players, and I think that's very fair on their part. But the pitfalls are going to come down to the selection of items, right? What is available. And so here we go, multiplayer pipe. Yeah, that's what we want to get into now. This is a pipe that you can fire by saving up points from playing multiplayer races or battles, but is this going to be made up to us since multiplayer races and battles are bugged for the first day? Hopefully, I would imagine to see something in the gift box, if not some kind of compensation from them, particularly the longer this maintenance is required, or the error exists anyway. Fire it and you can get drivers, karts, gliders, rubies, tickets, and balloon designs. Interesting. So this is going to be very similar then to like the token shop pipes, because it can have your resources in it, and it's also going to have the balloons. And coin rush tickets will not appear. I don't know why they have to designate that. Have coin rush tickets been added now to other pipes? Because they haven't before this. This would be a first. You can save up multiplayer pipe fires. That's good. So if you don't want to invest a bunch of time to just fire one pipe and get something bad, you can hold on to them and fire them all at one time, like I typically do with the token shop pipes. When the tour switches, the number of fires you have saved will not change, but any progress on your current gauge will be reset. So make sure you get those in before the end of the tour. And if you're subscribed to Mario Kart Tour Gold Pass, the gauge will fill up twice as fast. That seems fair. We've added a spotlight shop where you can exchange rubies for drivers, karts, and gliders. We are very keenly aware of that at this point. This is interesting though, tour gifts. We've updated tour gifts and gold gifts starting with the battle tour. Green pipes will now be appearing in the free-to-play tour gifts, and you have golden pipes for the gold gifts. Drivers, karts, and gliders will not appear in tour gifts starting with the battle tour. So this is a substitute then for like, those free-to-play gifts, how they'd have like 3 normals and it would be totally useless. So now we could potentially pull a super or a high end in those. I think that's an enormous, very, very positive change here. Only players who just started Mario Kart Tour will be able to get the 8 drivers, including Mario, Peach, and more from tour gifts. Those are like Yoshi, DK, etc. that you get in the first tour of starting the game. They are given away for free. You have boosted gifts, including like that 45 rubies, because they want you to, well, it will be interesting actually. New players, comment below if they're still giving away 45 rubies for a brand new account, right? Because previously they were trying to get players hooked by pulling on the pipe, right? Giving them 110 fire, but now that the pipe is gone, what good is 45 rubies for? That's, less than 1/3 of a driver. So is that going to be adjusted to like 50 rubies or something? Let me know what you find out about that, because I don't see that here. So the base points, this is key. This is, we need to talk about this. The other information I went over in the info update video, so I'm going to proceed right to the base points, which they tell us right here, the cap is now 1,610. The previous cap for high-end drivers was 1,400, and this makes no mention of the meat, okay? So we're just gonna stick to the characters then for high-end, and what this means is that they've also re-tiered how the previous points cappings work. So before this update, when you have a high-end driver at their base cap, it would be 800 base points on that. If you applied a single cap, it would go up to 980. If you applied a second cap, it would go up to 1,190. If you applied the third cap, it would go up to 1,400. However, they've adjusted with this update now. In fact, let's go over there and I will show you this. If we go to tickets, look at that. My Kongs are no longer fully maxed out, right? We see DK is at 975, Diddy's at 975. The limit for the triple cap has been changed. And for high ends, that is now 1,430, and for supers, that is 990. And that changes the ROI implications of using your tickets to make these investments. And the scaling is different, so I will just provide those details to you right now. This is very important information, folks. The first cap is still worth 180 points, so you get 180 additional base points for one points cap ticket for high-end variety. Then when you apply the second points cap tickets, which costs 5, it will raise the total by 210, still taking you to 1,190. And then when you apply the triple cap, which costs 10 high-end points cap tickets, that will take it to 1,430 or plus 240. And then the quad cap will cost 12 tickets, less than expected. However, the return on it goes back to 180. So the points capping limit is 1,610, and that's how we arrive at that point. So it goes 180, 210, 240, 180, okay? But the difference is that second 180 that you get for the quad cap costs 11 additional tickets than the initial one did to go from 800 to 980. Now for supers and normals, they've also done this similar rescaling. So supers, the first cap is plus 90 points. The second cap is plus 105 points. The third cap is now plus 120 points. And the fourth cap goes back down to plus 90 points. And for normals, same kind of scaling. The first cap is plus 48 points. The second cap is plus 56 points. The third cap has been adjusted now to 64 points, and the fourth cap goes back to 48 points. And that's how we arrive at the totals that they've given you. For a more comprehensive breakdown and analysis, I will have dedicated content for that, but that will give you the initial starting point with which to perceive these new base point restrictions in your own game. Alrighty, folks. Very, very good information on that. So let's go into the shop. Let's see what's going on here. So we already saw the chocolate pretzel. Let's take a look at the value on this. This is brand new, and look at this. Starting value is 9 courses. So very standard here. And it does start off with the RMX Donut Plains 1, as well as if you take it all the way up to level 8, RMX Donut Plains 1T, which is likely to be in ranked mode for week 2. And it also has Cookie Land, which is in ranked mode. So this is a double ranked feature, and that's for 100 rubies. And something that I want to juxtapose the price of these new items for is that they have actually removed entirely the items being distributed through the paid packs. Look at this, folks. You get 150 rubies here for $39.99 US dollars. This is subject to change based on your region and the currency that you are working with. And for 70 rubies, which is less than half, so they are incentivizing larger purchases when you look at that. So the 150 is for obtaining a driver, and it's 70 rubies here for $20. So this $20 pack has really lost its luster. They are really trying to push the larger pack. They've removed the driver's carts and gliders from these, which is significant for 2 reasons, folks. One is that those items now, the exclusive kind of ones that we would typically see, like your armored rider or your yellow off-roader, right? These are the ones that have had enormous value in year 3 of the game, were originally pay locked, right? These were not available in the pipes. The yellow off-roader did join a pipe one time halfway through the year, but you're not going to be able to access them through there anymore. The only kind of pay locked items you're going to have are going to be like this flaming speeder here. And could that put a premium on the value of these items? We'll have to see, right? I mean, what's the starting value on this? It starts off with 10. So they're giving this a premium for your direct currency on that, which is interesting to see. But just because it starts off with more doesn't mean it's going to end up with more, right? There's a range of possible outcomes. This is a phenomenal start for this cart, that much is for sure, but does that mean that you should pony up the $3.99? Not necessarily. You have to check your exact inventory. And remember, we're still early in this economy. It just started today, folks. So, I mean, if you want to gamble with your resources, be my guest, but I would recommend analyzing the field and seeing how things play out, because one of the pitfalls is going to be the overstimulation and oversaturation of these items that you can purchase, and it's going to make your rubies decline. We already saw that the ranked rewards are going to contain less rubies. Granted, there's a gold pipe, and will this remain the standard for every single tour? I doubt it, because that Red Toad Pit Crew is going to be in the gifts there, and Red Toad Pit Crew isn't going to be in the gifts every week, so it's going to oscillate. But will the rubies remain constantly low there? And then, you know, the shop, oh my goodness, wow, that was a misclick, but would you look at that, the Ramby Runner? We're not going to be purchasing that. So that's my shop for today, apparently. These must be the daily spotlights, yeah. Would you look at that? There's a lot of items here, and this is what I mean by oversaturation and overstimulation. How many of you have wanted an item and you're just like, okay, you know, I couldn't get that one, so I'm going to get this one and this one and this one, and then suddenly you've spent hundreds of rubies in a tour, and that's not sustainable anymore. So what I'm going to do with you right now, in fact, but let me finish the point with the packs and the new items, is that since they don't have new items being brought in except through the commemorative feature, seemingly that's going to be the precedent moving forward now, then all the new items are going to be coming in through this location here. And this means that there will still be a premium on acquiring new items through Ruby Exchange. And like, not that the best items will be entirely pay locked, but early indication is that items that you still would spend your real world currency on, you know, would confer additional value, and we'll be charting that as time goes on, and I'll provide you all that information as soon as we know it and can declare it. Yeah, so let's perform an exercise now where, you know, I add up the free-to-play rubies that we can get, not counting for certain challenge boards and whatnot, but the ones that you can always count on being there every single tour, and see, you know, just what kind of rubies budget can you make, because you want to make your approach to the Spotlight Shop be a sustainable one. Otherwise, you're going to be having to dip into those packs. Let's take a look at the prices down here. Actually, let's, there's the green Me racing suit. We'll take a quick look at the value there. Starts off with 7 and 6, so it's an additional middle shelf that it has, but otherwise standard value there. Doesn't show us what kind of value we get on the balloons, so that's a small token shop, but very good items. Oh, would you look at that? We're gonna pick this up right now. Market value glider skill up ticket. It's been a while, and look at this. We have the blue bitty buggy. I think I have to do it, right, folks? I'm gonna do it. Rarest item in the game, right? That's a total waste of 500 coins, but it's like for the meme factor, right? You got to do it, folks. You got to get that blue bitty buggy. Oh, the tier shop has removed the drivers, carts, and gliders, and that's likely corresponding now to. Ooh, that is actually, see, this is one of the manipulative ways that they're going about things, is because now you can't use your coins to get top shelf on the ranked courses, right? You're gonna have to spend your rubies getting these items, and there's no pathway for coins to rubies there. There's only a pathway to use your rubies into coins, and that's a very inefficient one, but that's not even applicable to this. So that is, if you're on the wheel chasing ranked mode results, then things got a lot harder in that regard. So this is equal parts friendly, but it's also very diabolical on them. And I really, you know, the focus of my content here is going to be on responsible gameplay, because responsible play equals fun at the end of the day. And we don't want to see anybody get hurt. And when you play a game like this, you know, there's always a middle ground and a balance that each and every one of us has to find, right? It's going to be different for everybody. I don't tell people to play the way that I do. I cover the entire scope of it, and then you have the information at your disposal to make that choice for yourself. I can't choose what you do, right? You can do you better than I can, and vice versa, right? Alrighty, so to count up the rubies that we would get in a given tour, let's start off with the tour gifts here. Oh my goodness, 3 rubies, 3 rubies. Yeah, so 21, that stays constant. So 21 free-to-play rubies there. You can factor in the gold gifts if you are a gold pass player. So we're at 21 there. Let's take a look at ranked mode here. First place gets 25 rubies. Ooh. Some folks were speculating it was going to increase. It's like, nah. Intern 4 wasn't having any of that. Should we call him Intern 2 because he cut the rubies in half? I don't know. Intern 2 is usually the one doing the good work for them. Oh my goodness, folks, look at this throttle. Look at the throttle. I just noticed this. What? 73K and then 47K? What are they doing here? What are they doing here? Whoa, look at these loadouts. I mean, you know, if this is, remember, at least my personal approach is, you know, when they make it more aggressive, I just go the other way. They can incentivize investments without being so overtly aggressive with this. It's just like, nah. That's where we draw the line and we pull back on this. Tier 56 though, but some sicko loadouts. The level 8 pink ninja there is going to be a real problem. But again, the difference, let's see, cap tickets is 5, and it's still 5. So really, the difference is only in 5 rubies. So you don't even really need first place anymore. It's exactly the same. The coins, the coin difference is arguably right up there with the rubies, right? 500 coins, and you know, coins per ruby is going to be readjusted since that no longer applies through the pipe anymore. But it's the 5 rubies and the 500 coins, and otherwise, you know, we see here that's the same scaling as before. So check out the skill. Oh, Fire Flower, that was not expected. I was thinking it would be Lucky 7 because it really looks like it could be, but nice to see them introducing non-plus skills. Very good, I approve of that. And then this ranked reward, these typically don't end up well. Top Shelf 9, and you know, being given away in the top 3 positions here, you know that's going to confer some of its final value in this situation, but I won't bore you by going through my entire list of opponents. You can do as I showed with the top player here to determine, you know, how you should go into ranked cup there. So now we are up to 21 plus 25 rubies. In my particular situation, being a free-to-play player, I would say it's very unrealistic to expect to win both weeks of ranked mode in a given tour. So you can, certainly, you can win 4 weeks in a row, but then you're going to lose several weeks in a row. So you have to count for it over the long term, right? So I'm just going to count the 25. I think that's very reasonable because like that would be also like coming in 3rd place and, you know, 5th place, for example, or even 6th place. You know, there's your 25 rubies then. So it's like a tier up and a hold tier. You know, there's different permutations with which you could arise at that. And certainly, you know, maybe over the long term, you can, you know, increase it more. But we always go with a conservative estimate. That way we know full well what our capabilities are in that situation. So we're up to 46 rubies now. With the challenge cards, you know, we're not always going to have this, you know. They could tell, if they told us you're always going to have this, then certainly that would be a different situation, but we don't. We do always have this though. So that's 5 rubies. So we're up to 51 rubies per tour then. And here we got a decline here. I'm just going to say +3 on this. There aren't a lot of players pulling 1,000,000 points on this. So we're up to 54 rubies for free now. And in the shop, let's see how much they're giving away in the token shop. Is it the still? Yeah, 15 still. So that's 69 rubies for free in a given tour. That's not even enough for a single one of these items to be done sustainably. So if you go into the shop and say like, oh, I want the Cupid's arrow, oh, I want the Goo Goo Pink, right? These carts that are new that you haven't had access to on your account, that's, you know, several tours worth of rubies right there just for a pair of items. So you really have to plan out things in the long term, and savings is going to be critical, more critical now than ever, in fact. Yeah, be ever so careful, folks, seriously, on that. All right, so let's see, we have a quick play with the green me racing suit, and we have a balloon battle. Let's do a balloon battle, right? See what's in the top shelf here. Actually, let's see what's in the ranked cup loadouts first. RMX Donut Plains 1, no driver, no surprise there. We have middle shelf coin box. Do we have a heavyweight? That was the question. No, we do not, so we'll go with the me. We have a middle shelf cart. I'd go with the Garrett cart, which has a nice hitbox, and it has the maximum bonus points multiplier there since it is a level 3. Doesn't get bonus points boost, but it gets the multiplier on all your actions. And note top shelf glider here. So we have middle shelf, wonderful wings there. So this is just straight middle shelf. And then Wario Shipyard RT, which has been around. I think this is Rosa. Yeah, that's Rosa me racing suit. No top shelf cart, and we do have the wonderful wings and the white waves there. So the loadout here is not looking so swell. Balloon battle. Let's see what we have here. I'm deciding which balloon battle I want to go into, a ranked one or an unranked one. Looks like we have a lot of supers, so that's a middle shelf buff for Diddy Kong there. So there's probably a Diddy Kong cup with him in the top shelf. I might look for that. But here we have Peach, so she's very strong in my inventory. And top shelf Bolt Buggy here, so you could use super tickets on that. It was available in the tier shop last tour. We also have the soft swerve there, and then the plaid ribbon, which is now in the daily selects, along with a multitude of these spotlight shop items in effect there. So the loadouts are not looking so hot on this. Definitely not going to be getting 73k, that's for sure. Week 2, they already told us, is the Mario Cup, and this one already looks more favorable because we have Birdo Black here, but the Rambi Runner. So that's going to be very good, as well as the Silver Star Shoot. So we might just tank. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe we'll play it by ear. I'm not going to say what I'm going to do just yet, but much better loadout on that one. What does that mean for these other two, though? Ugh. Yeah, no driver, not a surprise there. So plus skill overlap there with Pink Ninja, Chef Rosa, Gold Chuck, right? So let's take a look at Luigi Chef, and he has triple bananas. Would you look at that? That's a great skill for multiplayer, both races and battles, I would imagine. Top Shelf 9, starting value. It has access to 2 ranked appearances in Week 2's ranked mode, and a third. It has all 3, in fact, if you take it up to level 6. All right. And they did a good thing here. They didn't give it a slap in the face and give it a Week 1 ranked appearance when it's not even accessible in Week 1, right? I mean, even in the past when they had the pipes, you could pull this Luigi Chef off-brand spotlight in the regular selection, right? If you were pulling for the Week 1 item, it would have been possible, albeit at an astronomically small chance to obtain it. Now that's not possible. It's not accessible to anybody until 7 days from now. All right, and balloon battle number 2 on battle course 1. Oh, we have a DK Junior. Is this I'd imagine this is a buff, right? Yes, it is a buff, and it's GBA. So I like to see when DK Jr. gets the GBA and SNES stuff. That was originally what I was expecting. Characters such as him and SNES Mario we see over there to have access to. And then it is worth noting too, if you get the red Toad pit crew from the ranked rewards in week 1, you can then have top shelf in week 2. But these are very accessible. We see Yoshi got the buff, Mario got the buff. So this buff isn't like one to like, woohoo, write home about. But that is good for score. I think week 2 is going to be the week that I go into. So you know what? Let's actually just do this one. We're not going to find where Diddy Kong's at. We're just going to do this one here. We're going to put him in the circuit special, right? That's funny. And then the white waves, look at that. That's a very pretty looking aesthetic here. So we can change the balloon. What do we have access to? Oh, look at the little Diddy balloon. I want the Diddy balloon. Where is it? Can you get it in a pipe? We can get it in a pipe. Oh, that is adorable. That's a new little icon. Oh, that's so nice. And they have the King Boo too. See, look, is this how they provide the fan service? This is almost like a who's who of who hasn't had an alt. Look at this, folks. The Koopa, we talk about the turtles, right? Waluigi, Lakitu needs an alt. King Boo, Dry Bones, Monty Mole, Kamek. These are the things that could be getting alts, but they're not. Paratrooper, can we get Paratrooper in the game? They're like, nope, here's a balloon. Right up there with the Diddy balloon, right? Oh my goodness. Oh, this is so funny. They're like, we've heard your request for character support. This is what you do, a little sticker on a balloon. Come on, Nintendo, you can do it. I know you can do it. You don't have to sell 6 Luigis in a year. You don't have to. In fact, whatever little marginal uptick you're gonna get in packs sold, rubies spent from that character, you're losing out on like player base remaining active, which opens up that pathway for you to have the foot in the door approach to get them to make a small little expenditure in the game and then ramp up the escalating commitment as your business model sees fit. Is that not true? I'm talking directly to you, Intern 4. I know your business model. Anyway, let's do Battle Course 1 right here. Okay. 2 balloons. Did I do something wrong? How do you get 3 balloons? I don't know. Do I want a rocket start? Ooh, this feels really slow. Did I put this on? Okay. That's good. Feels like it's on 50cc though. Look at that. We're just all kind of wreckage here. We know what we're doing with DK Jr. That's for sure. Yeah. Oh, look at this frenzy. Oh, we're doing well in this. So where's the people with balloons? That's who I'm going after, right? This is fun! This is legitimately fun. I don't think I got any hits off of that frenzy, though. What if I forward spam? Oh. Whoa, I had a feather. I thought that was a red shell at first. Okay, nice. Very nice. We had a... defensive banana usage there. Oh no, that was a nice little snipe. Uh-oh. Well, apparently I was invincible. This started off a lot better than it's going right now. Where's my red shells? Boy, these last few guys are hard to get. That's oh my goodness. Why couldn't I get a triple banana frenzy? Okay, the time limit. I guess I'm not gonna get the well-fought reward on that one, but wow, 23K, that's crazy. That is crazy. I was trying not to lose that. That was more or less, I was trying not to lose. If you're playing not to lose, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna get the top run. Is that not the case? You know, no risk it, no biscuit is the saying. But we got the first place on that one. There is no CC on this though. It feels a bit slow, but I think that's good in a way. Some players out there are probably going to complain about the speed of it, but at least from my perspective, I like to absorb the information that's out there. And if it was just like zing, 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 you know what? Some people might have fun with that. I personally wouldn't. So I love the speed. I think it's good that you can kind of process where people are at and how you want to use your items and whatnot. So I very much approve of that. I think it's fantastic. All right. That was fun. I'm going to try for better. Oh, pop one balloon. Oh, we popped many balloons in that, though, didn't we? So we're going to pick up some rubies here. So So how many balloons did we pop in that? I guess we can, I should have checked like the action count, but we can do it here. I did 5. Okay, so that's all I got. Yeah, the last so many were hard to get on that. All right, so I think what we'll do is we'll do today's challenge for a green pipe. The one thing to point out with this is they took away the guaranteed rubies, so that's why I didn't add 10 into the total before, right, folks? So it's literally just 69. And I gotta say, you know, I've never hit a 45er in one of these. I don't expect I ever will at this stage, even though it's been highly likely for myself and anyone else who's gone and played every single tour, gotten all these pipes up until now to have obtained it. And it's just like, you know what? Probably just gonna be more item tickets, and that doesn't sit well with us. That just means that we have to be even more strict with the budget. Is that not right, folks? Think about it. Oh, one thing we didn't do in the battle is I didn't get to ram an opponent with a mushroom. And I accidentally used the feather. Oh, Sammy, he's not gonna like how I used that feather. It's so funny. Only one place to go from there, though. We can only go up, right? Literally, with the feather, we can only go up. There we go. Nice little coin frenzy. They must want me to purchase this green me racing suit. I don't know. I don't think we're not going to sell out for one coin frenzy, are we? They put in the soft swerve too. They know. They're like, oh, that's one that he uses a lot. So we'll try to tug at the heartstrings that way, right? All right, here we go. I didn't look at what the totals are, but we have a green pipe. So what do you know? 500 coins. Old reliable, right? Old reliable. You never see me complain about 500 coins ever. That's a free blue bitty buggy. The blue bitty buggy was free now. Oh, that's nice. All right, so let's see. Tour gifts. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll include all of these pipes that we have to fire here as part of my, you know, complete pipe fire video, where I'll go over some of the hottest topics in the game, be able to process some more of this information, and provide everybody out there with the details that you need to know in order to succeed. So I do hope this look at the battle tour was valuable to you. Be ever so careful with your resources moving forward. I think it's a lot of positive changes in the way of accessibility and the dynamic aspects of the game. The feather makes its debut. I guess that's not so much of a surprise if you follow the data mining, but that was not alluded to at all in any of the preview concepts here. So I think that what Mario Kart Tour is doing right now is phenomenal. With that, I bid you all adieu, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.